Hmm. Hmm. That was funny. Okay. Everybody, good afternoon. We are now streaming on YouTube. Good afternoon. It is 1:01 p.m., 7/22/2020. The Texas Supreme Court, because of this crisis, has allowed us to participate and to hold hearings via Zoom and YouTube Live. If there's anyone out there that objects to proceeding via Zoom and YouTube Live, please verbalize it right now. Let the record reflect that there are no objections. I want everybody participating herein to know that Ms. Anita Garza, my court reporter, is participating, taking down the record, which is the official court record, the only official court record. If anybody tries to record, please don't do that. I can hold you in contempt of court. The only official court record is the court reporter record. Now, Ms. Rebecca Gonzalez is present, my CC, my court coordinator, as well as Rick Salazar, my bailiff. If anybody wants to use the options, the chat option or breakout room, just ask for permission. I'll be more than happy to give it to you. The options bar is on the bottom. We are on the bottom of your screen. We are on YouTube Live to comply with the Texas Open Courts provision. Is there anyone, now that I've given the instructions and the limitations, is there anyone that objects to proceeding via Zoom and YouTube Live? And if you object, let me know right now as well. Let the record reflect that no one has objected. The first one on is Mr. Ingram with Mr. John Williams, but is anybody on for Mr. Williams? No. Okay, we're going to proceed to the next one. Brandon Rizzo. Is that you, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Judge, that's
very,
me.
very well. At this time, court calls cause number 2018-5383, Brandon Rizzo. Announcement of counsel, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Colonel Vasquez for the defense. We're ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Rizzo is not participating herein. Do you waive his presence?
Yes, Judge, I waive his presence.
Okay. Very well. Okay. What's the offer in this case, Mr. Nunez?
Your Honor, there is a new case that he picked up. It's I believe, a state jail felony. I have not had the opportunity to look into that, but given the fact that he has a new case, I think we need to reevaluate the recommendation, whatever it was.
Okay. Mr. Castañeda, what PR bond is he, or is he on a, he's not on a PR bond?
Let me check the 2018 case, Judge, just to make sure.
I believe the offer was already 5 straight.
Without the state jail.
Yes, Judge.
Is he on a PR bond? Mr.
No,
Castañeda?
Judge. I'm showing it's 5,000 cash surety.
Okay, we're gonna have a status because I'm gonna put him on a PR bond.
Good, Judge.
Okay, so let's set for a status as soon as we can. Mr., you want to set this up for another 2 weeks or 3 weeks for a settlement? Or
Yes,
maybe
Judge.
at the time,
Well, I need to review the other case as well, Judge.
right, maybe at the time of the status when I change his bond, right, to a PR component or have a PR component, maybe Mr. Nunez will have an offer. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I can confirm that the rec was 5 straight, and we do have our complaining witness. She is on board as well.
Oh. So you're thinking, so you don't know if it was 5 straight or not?
No, Your Honor, I'm confirming it was for this case prior to picking up the theft case.
Oh, you are confirming it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't understand. Yeah, okay. Okay, and it could change, of course, and that's obvious, right? Because
Yes,
of a new arrest. Okay. Okay, so you have your job cut out, Mr. Vasquez, to try to convince him to keep it as close and not the same offer pre this new arrest, right? But we're gonna set this up for a status in 2 to 3 weeks, Ms. Becky, to add a PR component.
Judge, do you want the new case number?
Yes.
Yes, please.
2020
Mhm.
Okay.
2756.
2756. We need to appoint Mr. Vasquez on that case, Miss Becky, so let's do that.
It's already showing public defender, Judge.
Okay, good, good, okay. Mr. Vasquez, you've got it, and we'll set it up for a status 2 to 3 weeks regarding a PR component.
Perfect.
Anything else, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Judge, I have another one.
Perfect.
Richard
We're
Soto,
finished
Judge.
with that one. We're finished with that one. Which one is your next one?
Richard Soto, same page, Judge, page 5.
Thank you. 2019-6257, Richard Soto, and ask on the council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Rene Vasquez for the defense. We're ready, Your Honor.
And you
And
waive
I
Mr.
waive my client's presence. He's in custody, Judge.
Thank you, thank you. What's the offer in this case?
Your Honor, the offer was 5 TDC.
Okay, it's not gotten any better. Remain the
No.
same. Okay. What are you thinking about that offer, Mr. Vasquez?
Well, I understand this is the minimum in this case, Judge, because this is a second degree enhance.
Mhm.
So, so the minimum is 5. I wanted to see the video. The state uploaded the video. I watched the video. It shows what the report says. It was a show. We were waiting on that. I've been trying to maybe just convince Mr. Nunez to just forget about the enhancement and just give him maybe the 3 years, based on the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, the first time that he got convicted of a felony, he was probation eligible, and he was offered, I believe there was only offered TDC time as well. He was offered 7 TDC. He took that time. His parole is going to get revoked for this case either way. So I was just trying to minimize the
Right,
impact.
the damage, minimize
Yeah.
the damage.
Yeah, it's that much control at this point. I mean, the video shows him pushing the loss prevention officer. It doesn't look like that violent. And again, this was for a cologne
Okay.
that which he returned. He just gave it back, but he just like, let me go, I'm out. So, I mean, it's there. I'm not.
Mr. Nunez, do you think you might consider dropping the enhancement? So you can
I
offer
think
3?
I can do that. And he said 3, but I would just say if he pleads to everything, we can do 3 TDC.
I think my client will be very interested in that. Yes.
Great. Okay. So what are you thinking? You want
Yes,
to set
Judge,
this up?
I think the 3DC will be almost a closed deal. I have to just go to the jail or just call the jail and discuss it with my client. But I think this deal is the right one, Judge.
Well, we're going to put it, Miss Becky, we don't have a list for custodial pleas anymore, do we? We've gone through the list already?
On the custodial, please?
Right.
Yeah, I think we're already where he could be set next week,
Okay.
right? We didn't have anyone for next week.
Well, Mr. Vasquez, can you operate that fast, or you want 2 weeks?
For next week?
For next week.
Well, Judge, let me see if I can go on Friday or get a call on Friday.
Let's set
And
this
then
up.
I'll let Becky know.
Let's
is
set
that
this
okay?
up in 2 weeks. Let's set it up.
Okay,
in 2
okay. That
That'll be
works.
better. I don't want to put people in stress level mode and,
And we
busting
are
a
already
gut.
good.
2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, Becky. Yeah,
Perfect.
let's do 2 weeks. I think you can do that. And I think 3
Yes.
TDC is pretty darn good.
Yes,
Is
Judge.
that-
Yes, I'll do this as fast as I can. And I'll let Mr. Nunez know to get the paperwork ready.
Yeah.
Does
get the-
he need an interpreter?
No. he doesn't.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Miss Becky. I forgot. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Vasquez, are we done with this case, right?
Yes, with this case, yes.
Are we done with you yet or not yet? You have another one?
Yes, Judge. I have Gabriel Rodolfo Ramirez.
Okay. Court calls cause number 2019-6085, and that's on the council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Rene Vasquez for the state, we're ready. For the defense, we're ready. I'm sorry, Judge.
What happened, Mr. Vasquez?
And it was a long time ago. I don't know what happened, Judge. I don't know.
You cut yourself pretty darn quick, though.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
He's
now-
getting ready with the new DA, Judge.
I think so. Wow, Mr. Vasquez.
No.
Mr. Vasquez, do you
Don't,
waive,
don't start rumors, Becky, please. I mean, come on.
Mr. Vasquez, do you waive Mr. Ramirez's appearance? I don't think he's
He's not present, Judge, and I waive his presence, yes.
very good.
I spoke to his grandma. He doesn't have a phone right now, so the communication is very difficult, Judge.
It's very difficult. Okay. So talk to me about this. It says rec was open 1 month as of 6/03/20. What does that mean?
We've been discussing this case with Mr. Nunez, Judge. Actually, we've been talking about it. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. I think his offer is going to be 7 years deferred on both cases, and probably that's his final offer, if I'm not mistaken, Judge.
Hang on, I just called one case. Does Mr. Ramirez have 2 cases, 2 felonies?
It's count 2, Judge, if I'm not, or
Oh, okay. Robbery and then harassment of a public servant. Okay, it's 2 counts.
yeah,
Okay.
it's count 2.
So 5 deferred is the least you said that Mr. Nunez would go? 7?
I think it's
7,
7.
Your Honor.
7, Mr. Nunez, 7 is the least you'll go. 7
Yes.
deferred. Okay. What are you thinking about that then, Mr. Vazquez?
I need to just to discuss it with my client again. We had that offer, I think, on the last hearing. He said that he was going to consider it, but now that he doesn't have a phone, I need more time to talk to him, Judge.
Okay. So do you think another settlement conference?
Yes, yes, Judge.
One
That'll-
more settlement
that'll-
conference? Okay,
Yes.
we're ready. One more settlement conference in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
2 to 3 weeks. Okay, that takes care of that one. Which other one? You're done, Mr. Vasquez?
I'm done, Judge.
Great. Thank you, sir. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. The next one is Zarzosa. Is that yours, Mr. Castañon? Zarzosa,
That is, Your Honor.
2019-3495. Announcement of council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Felix Castellano for Mr. Sarsosa, ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Zarzosa is not participating. Do you waive his presence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great.
I do,
Yes.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Very well. Okay, Mr. Nunez, what's the offer in this case?
Your Honor, $500 in restitution for dismissal, Your Honor.
Wow. You're
I
not
know,
gonna-
Your Honor.
You're not going to say no to that, Mr. Castañon, right?
I know. I hurt the back of my head. I fell out of my chair, Your Honor,
I
when he said that yesterday. So
That's awesome.
it is, Your Honor.
What's the
Thank you, Mr.
possibility?
Nunez.
Of course. What's up? Yes, Mr. Nunez. Thank you. How much of a time frame does your client need to come up with $500, sir?
Would a month be okay, Your Honor?
Mr.
It's-
Nunez, are you okay with giving him a month?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll set this up for a settlement conference / dismissal in 30 days, okay? Tell him to please. That is the best offer. He needs to beg for the money, borrow the money, don't steal it. Beg, borrow, no stealing.
Will do, Your Honor.
Beg or borrow that money. Settlement conference, 30 days. Status is a dismissal / dismissal. 30 days. Mr. Castañon, did you have any more?
I do, Your Honor. I have Jamie Barnes.
Okay, the
He's got
next
2 cases.
one is Jamie Barnes, 2020-1566 and 2029. Announcement of council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Felix Castellano for Mr. Barnes, ready as well, Your Honor. And he's in jail, so I would ask if the court would waive his presence.
Thank you. Thank you. He does have some, I guess that's why he's in jail. We revoked his PR bond. Okay, so I guess that's why he's in jail. Okay, what's the offer in Mr. Barnes's case, Mr. Nunez?
Your Honor, I haven't had the opportunity to speak with the complaining witness. I do know she is on board. It is the defendant's mom. So I would just like the opportunity. I did speak, and like I said, I did, or I don't know if I mentioned this or this was mentioned, but I did speak with Mr. Castañon about it. And we're just trying to come up with something reasonable amongst ourselves. I'm thinking a probation case, but I'd like to hash out another setting to hash out the details with Mr. Castañon.
He's not living, he's not living with his mother, is he? I know he's in jail right now, but was he living with his mother?
I think the issue was that there was a protective order, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Try to work. I think you can work it out. Let's set this up for another settlement conference, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Mr. Nunez, how much time do you need?
Can I get 3 weeks, Your Honor?
Absolutely. 3 weeks it is. There you go. Anything else, Mr. Castañon or Mr. Nunez?
No, Your
That's it
Honor.
on that case, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may be excused. Did you have another one, Mr.? Did you have Julian Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor. That's me, Your Honor.
At this time, court calls cause number 2020-645, Julian Martinez. Announcement of council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Felix Castellano for Mr. Martinez, and I would ask if the court would waive Mr. Martinez's presence. He's presently incarcerated, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we will. What's the offer in that case?
Your Honor, the recommendation is 5 TDC.
Okay. What are you thinking about that one, Mr. Casanyan?
Your Honor, the last time I spoke to Mr. Martinez, I guess the recommendation was 7. And so given the fact that I guess like he has 2 cases, I believe, I'll go down. Well, I'll call him I'll set up a call with him and discuss the 5 TDC. I'm assuming that would be on both, I guess. I thought he had 2 cases.
I just called 1 case. Does he have 2 cases?
I believe this one's it.
Is it? Oh, it's an arraignment and a settlement.
Yes. Looks like it.
Arraignment and
6-4.
settlement, but I just called 1 case, though.
Oh, it is 1 case, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It is
good.
1 case.
Okay,
It
so,
was 2 hearings.
I'm sorry?
2 hearings.
Got it. Let's set this for a settlement conference. You can talk to your client and see it's getting better from 7 to 5, Mr. Castañon.
It is, Your Honor. And I will set up a call with him and then discuss this offer with him,
Okay,
Your Honor.
so we'll set up 1 more settlement conference, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Castañon, in this case?
No, Your Honor. I just had a quick question on the plea for Friday. I got the plea paper signed today. I noticed it was 2 pleas in CC4 and 1 plea in the 171st. Would you, Your Honor, be doing the pleas from CC4 or would it have to go to Judge Alex Gonzalez?
It'll have to go to Judge Alice Gonzalez. We
Okay.
were getting too confused with the pleas, and I don't know how to do pleas in misdemeanor court where they plead to like deferred probation. They're telling me they have to be on the record.
Mm,
If they're dismissals, that's a whole nother story, but so as not to be confusing, Mr. Castañon, I said no more misdemeanor, please. Let the misdemeanor
Okay.
handle it, because I don't know what I'm doing in misdemeanor court.
okay, Your Honor. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Then I will.
Which one was that, Felix?
Betancourt, and I'll send you the plea papers
Betancourt?
later.
Okay.
Great, send us the paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor. And thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Nunes.
Absolutely. Thank you. The next one is Mr. Williams. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Williams is the next one.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, sir. 2018-5370, announcement of council, please.
David Nunes for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
John Williams for Michael Ingram. We're ready, Your Honor.
Good, and Mr. Ingram is present. Mr. Michael Ingram, can you say good afternoon? How are you?
Good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
I'm great, sir. Did you see and recognize your attorney on the screen, Mr. Ingram?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I did.
Very well. And Mr. Williams, do you see and recognize your client as the defendant in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
Very well. Let the record reflect that both have identified each other. Okay, Mr. Nunez, what's the offer in this case?
Your Honor, the offer from what I see is 10 straight probation.
Okay, that's pretty good. Anytime it says probation, it has the word probation in it. It's a good offer, Mr. Williams. What are you thinking?
Well, we had talked about this right before the pandemic hit. We were going to set it for a Wednesday jury trial.
Okay.
My client has a federal case that he's going to be sentenced on in August that's going to involve him doing some time. And we had discussed either setting it for the non-jury trial to see if the complaining witness showed up.
On a Wednesday.
Subsequently, because of the pandemic, on March 18th, I had her the following week, I had the complaining witness sign a non-prosecution statement that I filed with the court.
Okay.
So I'm kind of hoping, Mr. Nunez, that y'all will look at this, and with the non-pros and my client having a federal charge, maybe dismissing the case.
Mr. Nunez, what are you thinking about that?
Your Honor, I'd like to get one more chance to listen to the 911. I have a note here. It's arguably excited.
Wait,
so
you have to know what?
But also that other stuff will play into a factor. what Mr. Williams was talking about when I do come up with a rec, but I'd like a chance to listen to that 911 one more time.
Okay, sir. Go ahead. And maybe what you need to do is talk to the complaining witness again.
No,
Yes, Your Honor.
there's no doubt, Judge. She does not want to press charges.
Oh,
That
so that.
has
So
been
you-
confirmed.
Okay.
Right. But another sub issue is apparently there was a witness who witnessed the assault.
Yeah.
But
you're seeing
again,
if you
we're
can- yeah, you're seeing if you can proceed without her, right?
right. That would be the
Okay. So let's have another settlement conference. You guys can look into that. Let's do a settlement conference in about 3 weeks.
Perfect.
You guys can
Thank you,
look
Judge.
into whether you're going to proceed without her.
thank you, Judge.
2 to 3 weeks. Now, when is Mr. I mean, 2 to 3 weeks is already August. Is Mr. Ingram going to be gone by then?
I don't believe so, Judge.
What is the date?
For
We need
when
to try to-
his, our sentencing date is August 20th, but I'm sure he's probably gonna be allowed to turn himself in, so.
Yeah, but, okay, so they'll give the sentence and then they'll say, okay, turn yourself in 30 days, 45 days, whatever.
Something like that. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we need to move quickly. You all, we may lose him to the feds for a long time.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll have a decision by the next hearing.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
just know that, because this is what's gonna happen, right? And maybe what you need to do is maybe try to come up with some agreement to run it concurrent with the feds, really.
Well, one of the things we had been talking about, Judge, was either doing it for doing a Wednesday non-jury, or he was gonna plead to time served. So I was given those options and we were talking about it, and then the
Got it. Right, well, this Wednesday may be out the window if they can prove it without her, right?
right.
So the Wednesday option may be out the window, so they're gonna look into that, but really, if you can establish this case independent of her and don't need her, then maybe Mr. Nunez, the time served rec is the only option, so this case can be resolved, but that's of course if you agree.
And of course, Your Honor, if we can figure it out one way or another, we'll reach out to Mr. Williams ahead of that setting.
Right.
Perfect.
Just be
Okay.
cognizant, I'm just telling the ADAs, just be cognizant of the fact that we're gonna lose Mr. Williams to the feds within the next 2 months, maybe 3 months. So,
Mr. Ingram,
Sure.
Judge, not Mr.
I'm
Williams.
I'm sorry.
Well, you never know. You never know. I'm trying to be a good boy, but
Mr. Williams deserves the max.
Mr. Williams deserves a max, he said. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, you guys. Thank you, guys. You may be excused. Have a great
Thank you,
day,
Judge.
everybody. Thank you,
You
thank you. The next one is Mr. Dunham's, court call number 2019-4059, Angelo Underwood, announcement of council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Todd Dunham for Mr. Underwood. We're ready, Your Honor. My client is in custody.
He is in custody, good. He has a PR bond violation that I got a summary on. So that's why. Okay, let's give Mr. Dunham an offer. What is it?
It's 5 TDC, Your Honor, with the family violence finding.
5 TDC family violence finding.
Your Honor, I believe last time we were here, we had extended a rec of 2 TDC. This is from Mr. Underwood, right? Just make sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay. Yes. So
Yes.
Mr. Underwood, yes, Mr. Dunham has, I guess, submitted an affidavit from a witness, which I guess is somewhat helpful. But the gist of it is there was an argument. The allegation is that the defendant had a knife and threatened one of the obviously the victim with the knife in a threatening manner, you know.
Got
Now,
it.
of course, you know, they're saying, well, you know, there was an argument, but there may not have been a knife. So, right, that's the gist of it, right? That there's some
Right.
sort of
Knife versus
and
no
so-
knife.
right, exactly. So and the thing of it is, he does have a felony conviction, so our record had been 5, but you know, we had come down because he didn't actually, you know, stab anybody with the knife, thank goodness. You know, and just, you know, it was they were able to get the knife from him without too much drama. What I'd be willing to offer is so 2 to do on the aggravated assault. We would abandon the deadly weapon finding. Okay, so it's just 2 TDC, abandon the deadly weapon finding, and I
Okay,
think that would, I think.
help out a little bit. Mr. Dunham, what are you thinking about that?
Well, that's new. That's a new offer to me. And to be fair, I did just send them a witness statement that I received, so they got that about 15 minutes prior to this hearing.
Got it.
So I would have to speak with my client. I have a feeling that he is going to decline. He said he's willing to take, we reduce it to where he does some county jail time. He would accept that, but he doesn't want to go to TDC or state jail. Now with the dropping of the deadly weapon finding, that changes things because then he could be eligible for parole at some point.
Right.
But the issue that, well, it's not an issue for us, but I don't believe the state can produce the witnesses. The CW signed a non-pros. The witness statement today was from my client's wife. She's changed her story via the statement, so who knows which version's true. The other witness cannot be found. She lives somewhere, who knows where, in New Mexico. I don't know if the state's had any contact with either of the 2 witnesses. I know they've spoken to the CW and they do know that he doesn't want to cooperate. So
Mr.
I don't know they can make the case.
That statement that has been provided to us, he says, yeah, there was an argument, the police came, the police arrested him, but the gravamen of the case is whether or not
There was a knife.
There was a knife, right? That's the case, right? I mean, there was an argument, no doubt about it. There was yelling, drama, but in the witness statement, she doesn't talk about that. She didn't say, hey, by the way, there was never a knife. I never saw a knife. Nobody, he never had a knife in his hand. Nobody was threatened with a knife. It doesn't talk about that. It just talks about, yeah, there was an argument. The police came and they placed him under arrest.
And she said they placed him under arrest for making a threat, which is not why they placed him under arrest, but that's what she said. So she doesn't mention the knife. I understand.
You know what I mean? This diametrically opposed version of what she told the police is just kind of, not. She's just mentioned. I don't know. I just think. Hopefully, I mean, from the evidence that from what they told the police at the time, that he did have a knife in his hand. He kind of moved it in a threatening way, but they were able to get the knife from him in a relatively short amount of time without too much drama. He didn't actually try and stab anybody with a knife or anything like that. Thus, that's why I'm offering the minimum in abandoning the deadly weapon finding.
I understand. We've had so much trouble even contacting this last witness. I don't know that the state's going to be able to her at trial. That's the issue. I understand the statements. It's the gravamen, yes. On the stand, that's going to be the question of fact. I just don't know that we're going to have her available at trial, or any of them. These are people who are deeply involved in addiction and very difficult to locate. The court has been gracious to give us an investigator to do what we could do. I'm sure the state has more resources, but I don't know that those resources will make a difference.
Okay, these complaining witnesses may have disappeared or may disappear when and if we get into a court of law.
I have conveyed the counter offer to the state. Haven't heard any response.
Yeah. Would you ever, Mr. Martinez, at any point in time, would you ever consider a reduction to a misdemeanor? I think is what Mr. Dunham asked for.
Gosh, Judge. Like I said, he does have a felony conviction. That's
right.
And I understand. His position. Thank God he didn't actually stab anybody with the knife. Yeah. They were able to get it from him.
No, that's not.
So I'll look at it. In answer to your question, I'll look at it.
Yeah, his position, Mr. Dunham's position, is the fact that you may physically be unable to locate these witnesses because they're so they're so involved in addiction, they're going to be lost or not found and, right? Move.
That's
And so you verify that because
right.
you may want to get a conviction, albeit a misdemeanor, but at least you get a conviction, right? If
Well,
just verify the status of these people. These people may be transients of sort.
right, and that's the thing, Judge. We have not, attempted to go obviously serve them with a subpoena,
Right.
obviously. But Mr. Nunez and I will look at it. We want to be reasonable. Like I said,
Yeah.
thankfully this didn't turn out horribly.
Right.
But we will try and figure out a resolution that is just for
That
everybody.
right, that is fair for everybody. Okay, I think we need to set this up, one more settlement conference, Mr. Dunham, I think. You need to go talk to your client and see if he'll accept the offer and dropping the deadly weapon finding, okay?
And Your Honor, I would request, I know that you have a very tight schedule. My client's, he's still in custody. He cannot make any sort of bond. I'm asking for a PR bond. And while we wait for this next settlement conference, which would be the fourth one we've had, while the state again looks into this, we have discussed the fact that he's got a heart condition. He had been hospitalized as recently as fall of last year for this. He is if he contracts COVID, he is a high risk patient. And we are requesting a PR bond.
He did not even attend orientation.
I understand, Your Honor.
Did not attend orientation or reported to the office. They've made multiple attempts to get in contact with Mr. Underwood. All the numbers he and his attorney provided are not in service.
I understand, Your Honor. I'm just concerned with his health condition and him remaining in custody. If we have my concern is that I know the court's scheduled because of these hearings, the way the hearings have to be conducted. I hate for him to just continue to sit waiting, for another month. If we could have something soon, that would be great.
What I can do, if you wanted to set this maybe for next week, I can leave this open for a week. We can do attempted aggravated assault. So 3rd degree, no deadly weapon finding, still 2 to do. And I keep that open for a week. And I understand he still has to go to prison, but maybe, if he says, okay, you're pleading to the lesser of attempted aggravated assault, maybe that might.
Okay.
I seriously don't think that's going to change the facts. I mean, the facts are, can you produce the witnesses, and would he be better
valid.
to try?
That's correct, Your Honor, but I'm just saying
that
I'm willing.
And while we wait for a trial, he sits in jail, unable to postpone. That's the issue we have.
Well, the issue with him is he didn't comply the first time. He'd be out.
I understand.
Footloose, fancy free. So who created this?
I have made him very aware of why he's in this situation.
Okay. Who created this bed has to lie in it. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I am not going to put him out on another PR bond under any shape or form. You keep doing what you're doing. It's called insanity. I'm not going to put him when he blatantly didn't even attend orientation. He had no intentions of living up to the terms and conditions of a PR bond. Now, my question to you, Mr. Martinez, so that we don't have a bond hearing, what kind of a surety bond can we agree to in this case? And hopefully maybe he can make it so we don't have to have a bond hearing.
Judge.
And you agree to a surety component. Yes, Mr. Castañeda.
You did sign a bond order for him back on May 8th. It's 80,000 cash to surety, 20,000 PR.
Oh, okay.
And it was signed May 8th, yes.
Okay, so I had a bond hearing May 8th.
Yes, ma'am.
To 80. Okay, I could go less than that. I would, knowing the facts of this case and as an 80,000. And he's not been able to make it, obviously. It's been since May. Will you agree to a lesser amount, Mr. Martinez, or not? And then we'll set it for a bond hearing.
I I think in light of I think you know that may be a bit, but I would say maybe. So what is it? It's 80. What do you say? 80-20 split right now.
80-20 split. Yeah, that's.
I
a bit
think
high. That's a bit high.
we could do 50-50. I'll agree to 50-50.
Okay. I was thinking more of cutting it in half to 40. 40-40. Are you okay with that?
I will
Cut it
go
in half.
along with the court's judgment on this one, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna do 40-40, Mr. Dunham, that.
Thank you,
know.
Your Honor.
Okay, let's hope maybe he can do something with that. Let's do a 40 surety, 40 PR with my usual terms and conditions. He was on my normal standard PR bond, Mr. Castañeda?
Yes, Judge. I don't know if you want me to read the specifics to you.
No, just follow the same.
Okay.
Do we have a no contact?
No contact with Carl Robertson.
Who is he? The complaining witness?
That is the alleged victim, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's all we really need to do, right? Just put no contact with the complaining witness. I have reporting times.
Yes, Judge.
UAs, BAs, yeah. And that was May 8th, so it was in light of the COVID, because we're in the midst of the
So it
COVID.
says no commit no new offenses. He has to maintain contact with the CJC office. He can't go within 200 feet of 7515 Mazatlan. He can't possess any firearms or weapons.
Who
He's not
lives in
permitted to
Mazatlan?
leave.
Who lives on Mazatlan? The alleged complaining witness?
Let's see. That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
And Mr. Martinez, just to be clear, you will look into our counteroffer between now and our next setting, or is
Of course, of course.
this is the only offer?
But I do think that, you know, reducing it all the way down to an attempted ag assault with no deadly weapon finding, I think that is an offer in good faith as well. But Mr. Nunez and I will look at the case, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Look at the case in light of the fact that you may not be able to find your witnesses, Mr. Martinez, is what Mr. Dunham wants you to do.
Of course, Your Honor.
And then you may not have anything, but check it out. And let's see. Okay, there we go. I think we took care of everything for you, Mr. Dunham. We gave you another reduction.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You all may be excused. Have a great, well, we're going to set this up, I think, for one more settlement conference. I think it'll be fruitful to see what Mr. Martinez says about your counter, to see what your client says about the two offers that Mr. Martinez made right now.
Yes,
Right. So yeah, it's just one offer. It's the attempted ag assault, 3rd degree, abandoned deadly weapon finding, 2 to do.
Oh,
That'll be open for 1 week.
okay. I thought it was okay. If he pleads to the ag, no deadly weapon finding, and it's 2 TDC.
Right. So it's attempted aggravated assault.
It got better.
Right.
Okay,
So it's a
good
3rd
for one.
degree, no deadly weapon finding. Right.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, guys.
All
You guys have some work to do in this case. Y'all might be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Bye.
you. Okay, I think we're done. Right?
Yes.
Let me stop.
You wanted the settlement conference in